we looking there? Hello, hello? Hello, hello? There we go. Oh, buddy. It's gonna be a day. It is gonna be a day. Let me tell you that much. Oh, still not feeling the greatest, but let's go ahead and get started. All that seems okay. I am a little off my game because of what is going on in my head, but hopefully we can make some progress today. The chapter we are looking at is hairs, which is kind of the second iconic portion of the anime and manga style. So we're going to start off by practicing with drawing a face. Now, we are going to draw a front face, and maybe later I will start practicing with some different looking aways and different profiles of the face. But we are going to start with the front facing face. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's make sure we're on the everything is set up, because it's not. Let's finish off my coffee before we start. I'm kind of stalling because it's a little bit of a struggle. Drawing hasn't been the same since whatever's affecting me is affecting me, but that's not going to stop me. It's got to get a lot worse for me to stop. My hardware, no. Okay. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's zoom in a bit. Since we're going to be really focusing on the hair, let's go ahead and shift down just a bit. That way we have some room to work with the hair. It's going to be one of those days, huh? I really wish I had a professional sketch pad. But alas, we do not. Sometimes I talk with my friends that are really good at drawing. They show me their artwork and I'm like, man, that's really cool what you can do on a sketch pad. Makes me jealous. Maybe one day we'll get there. Maybe one day I'll be able to save up enough for one. But who knows? Maybe actually drawing on this platform will kind of boost my drawing when I actually do get one. Maybe it'll be like swinging a baseball with the weights on, you know? When you take that weight off, you're actually a lot better. Who knows? We'll only find out when that time comes. And today is not that day, so it'll be nice though. Because my dream is to, do this professionally on some level. At the very least, doing my own comics. Or not comics. I keep calling them comics because that's what I've grown up with. Graphic novels. I remember the first time I was introduced to the difference. I was like, well, what's the difference? They're both kind of the same thing. I almost got slapped. I don't know. I still get them confused a little bit. But it's okay. I just want to tell a story and have it drawn, you know? Well, I do like drawing, and it has really grown on me. It's strange because, you know, since I'm, not the best at drawing yet, it takes me a little bit of time to actually do so. Let's go ahead and flip that. Yep, thought so. At least I'm pretty centered for that line. I don't know if anyone is actually, keeping up with my VODs, but there was one where I was just like losing it because I could not get the center. I have this thing where I kind of squint in order to try to see what I'm looking at a little bit better. Let's get rid of that. Something's off here. I say it was pretty center when I was completely wrong. I'm not really at a position where I can just like draw lines to make a face like instantly. So it does take a little bit of time, but I've learned to enjoy it. And I know that hopefully that if I do this enough that I will get the confidence to do this later. It's a process, and that's something I have to come to terms with. I'm not going to get good at drawing overnight. Some may be able to, but I certainly am not one of those. I would love to be one of those people that can just pick up whatever they feel like it and, you know. But again, that's just me complaining. That's just me rambling as I tend to look forward to what I'm capable of doing. I don't know. I think I've made a decent amount of progress in the time that I've actually started growing. I mean, I'm nowhere near like the people that have been doing it for years, but I'm making my own way. How does that look? Still a little bit off. And I want to get this right because when we start doing the hair, it's going to show. I'm not quite sure why I can't get sides to line up correctly. Not quite sure what I'm doing wrong. Maybe my chin length? Do you think that's it? Could be my chin length. I used to do a lot of carpentry and, construction. And one of the things that would constantly kill us was was when the workers didn't constantly check their work. And I think that's where, some of my perfectionism comes from. Is the jobs I've had before. And the fact that, I don't, the realization that I don't have to bring that with me all the time. Who knows? Maybe it'll come in handy. I can only hope. That's a little better. I think that's something we can at least work with. There's a little bit of a tilt, for sure. But that's pretty close to, as good as I can get right now. And I think that's something that I just have to be content with. I don't know. Maybe I'm totally just coping. There we go. Let's clean up that curve because that's where the eyes are going to be. Or at least that's where the eyes are going to sit. I really didn't need to fix that one because I need to erase that one later anyway. Something like that. Speaking of, I'm going to erase it right now. Let's see what we can do here. How does that look on the preview? Not too bad. Not the worst. Not the worst. Let's go ahead and draw our basic eyes before we get too detailed. Let's go a little bit bigger. How does that look on the preview? A little bit lower. I like the position of the first eye. That's a horrible eye. But going back to what I was saying is that, I've had several jobs in the past where it's always check, check, and double check. Or else, you get fired. So, having that, constant checking, always wanting to fix those small little details, I think stem from that kind of mentality of constantly having to worry about checking, because then you can get penalized. In art, I need to let go of that. Maybe not too much, but I definitely don't have to let it control me. And that's important. Like, one thing I've kind of been doing is I've kind of been looking at people's art that I really admire, especially on Twitter. I'm starting to follow a lot more artists, and one of the things I'm trying to do is actually go through their pictures when I see them and looking for those imperfect lines, and letting myself remember that that's okay. I don't know if that's such a good thing, but it brings me comfort, you know, knowing that these artists are so good, and it's okay to have like a mismatched line here and there. Sometimes they can even give character to your drawing. Maybe they do it on purpose, and I'm just overreading it. And again, like right now, I'm overcomplicating it, I think. I've overcomplicated it and I've made a mess of it already. That's the worst, you know? Nope. How does that look? It's not the worst, but it can be better. I keep going higher and higher on this eye line. Oh, that might look okay on the preview. Yeah. Down here, as I'm looking at it here, it does look a little off, but on the preview it actually looks a little bit better. So I think I'm going to keep it. Something like that. And we're going to move on from the eye before I start fiddling with it more. It's not the worst. There is still that slight hint of a head tilt. Actually, my canvas was off. It's not the worst. It's a little off center. But I think that's a good point to just be like, that's good enough right there. Up because I'm going to be introducing more lines there. That's going to get confusing. So slightly a smile. Then we need to work on the eyebrows. The eyebrows for this character. Let's give him normal positioning eyebrows. I was trying to decide what kind of eyes I want to do for this character. Which kind of sit up here. Oh boy. Sudden movements are causing me to be dizzy, so I gotta take it a little bit easier. You know, staring at the screen doesn't help too much, you know. But hey. That it's just the positioning of the eyebrow. I have to remember that this is all just positioning. This is all just for the sake of reference. Gotta get those ears in if we're gonna be practicing hair. I'm actually gonna clean up these lines here because that's actually gonna get in the way when we actually start drawing the hair. I'm gonna do it on a different layer, that way we can practice different hairs and kind of make this dude a little more. But you know, I think this will be a more masculine character, even though we're gonna toss in some weird hairstyles on him in a little bit. How does that look? The positioning of my eye is causing my neck to be a little bit repositioned. So let's just go a little bit more, take into account that little bit of a shift. I like the positioning there, I just was a little off on the neck, like going too much a little bit in. Okay, it's not the worst. You know. It should be a little more. That's way too much. That's way too much. Something like that. Let me see how that looks. That is a little more important, that the neck tilts in. Something like that. It's not bad. It's not the worst. Let me go ahead and square that off. Ta-da! There is a bit that is still going to drive me crazy that he tilt ever so slightly, but I think we're gonna have to live with that. Gotta live with just ever so slightly amount of tilt in your life. I think that's a good life lesson. Oh my gosh. Oh, give me a second. I moved too quickly. Oh, and I finished my coffee. That's a shame. I tell you, whatever is affecting me is really throwing me off. Like, I've had vertigo before, and it is something that is, it feels similar, but it's definitely not like throwing me to the ground. So hopefully I'll be fine. Okay, it looks like we're done with the sketch of the face. So let's go ahead and move on. Let's go ahead and add a new layer. We can... There it goes. There it goes. Maybe we can fix a little bit of that tilt. Oh, I was still on the wrong layer. I forgot to come over to this layer. different digitally drawing. Like holding the pen is so different. Like, I don't know if anyone's watching here that has done digital drawing from regular drawing, but I feel it is so different. I don't have a lot of practice, with regular drawing as well, but just from what I can tell about, holding the pen a certain way. Maybe I'm doing it completely wrong, but, who knows? It's funny because I have one sharp jaw, the other one is a nice curve. It's a little bit better. I should probably zoom in if I want to get that line a little cleaner, but I was stubborn. The funny thing is, like, talking about the position of drawing on the pen, is that I keep defaulting back to a regular stance of the pen, like how you would write on paper. I don't know. Make sure that's squared. Alright. How does that look on the preview? Not the worst. Okay. So what kind of eyes should I give this dude? He has a little bit more of a scrunched face, I think. So let's give him more of a youthful eye shape. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry for complaining so much on stream, but it is just driving me crazy. I don't like it myself. I don't know. Maybe I should have taken off today, but whatever. I really want to get some progress done. Kind of eyes. I'm trying to look for a reference for eyes that we can practice. These ones are pretty cool. They're pretty simple, but cool. These seem to be the... Alright, let's try doing that. They're a little bit on the bigger side, which I like for this character. I almost said creature again. Oh, that's way too much of a curve. Now that I'm looking at it, this needs to go back just a little bit more. Let's make it a little more rounder, just to emphasize eye a little bit more. Something like that. I probably drooped down a little bit too much. So let's clean it up a little bit. Now this eye is like open-ended. It's a little weird. And he has like small nondescript pupils. Might want to go smaller. This is a very strange eye because it is, in a sense, larger, but also the pupil is smaller. I'm not quite sure how that's going to look out in the final product. But let's go ahead and try it anyway. We can clean that up later. I do need to push it back just like I did with the other eye. It's going to be a little dirty, but nope, that's the wrong curve. Where did that line come from? Must have caught my pinky. Let's make it a little bigger just to match the other pupil. That's too much definition for the nose. That's going to be from the frontal view. Let's let's have a little bit of fun with this dude, because let's make him not happy. He's not going to be happy that we're like messing around with his hair. Something like that. We still need the eyelids. Eyebrows will start there. Yeah, they're not happy. Something like that. Let's go ahead and give them the angry. Oh, my pen, my pen. I lost control of my pen. almost fell off my desk. Something like that. I can come back and clean up the eyebrows just a little bit. Once we're done with that, I think we can go on with the hair. Just adding a little bit of flavor to our dude, since we're going to be changing his hair all the time. Or we're going to be doing a couple of hairstyles on him. I want to make him a little upset. Kind of like, you know, how I would be if my barber would be like, hey dude, I know you came in here for a specific haircut, but I'm gonna try all these experimental haircuts. So, bear with me first. We can go ahead and do the ears that we were learning before. I almost forgot about the ears again. Just give them a little bit of detail after I clean it up, just hair. Keep switching down to that different grip style. I need a reference for the ears because I already forgot. Ears are weird. I think this is going okay. I think I may have done that completely wrong, but we're gonna go with it. Maybe I need to do a little more. Oh yeah, I definitely need to close it off just a little bit like that. Actually, no, that's wrong. I think I actually need to. I forget. I've already forgotten. That's what happens when I take one day off. I'll have to go back and look at it again. I'm not gonna let my progress be wasted. I think. I could be totally wrong. I always have a tendency to draw the ears that don't have ear loops, just because they're easier. But let's go ahead and give this guy ear loops, just to make my life harder, you know? Just to make my life harder. It's definitely not the worst. You know, it's not great, but it's definitely not the worst. Like I forgot what I was gonna say. Well, it'll come to me later. Okay. So we got this kind of going on. That thing is a little crooked. Let me see if doing that fixes it. Oh man, if I talk about that lean. Oh well. Let's just add a little bit of detail to the bottom of the eye. Now we can say he is certifiably not happy. I'll be honest, now that I looked at that in my reference, I'm not happy. One eye is massively bigger than the other. Man. Like, yup. Ooh. One side of the face is completely stretched out. Oh my gosh, I didn't think it was that bad. Like, each side of the face is not bad, but they're both just not equal to each other. And that's not okay. Like, this ear is massive. This eye is moved. Oh, I see it now. This eye is completely moved back way too much. Maybe that's why he was pissed off. He's like, what have you done to my face? That looks a little bit better. I say that before flipping. And before I forget a flip. And then I lose my lunch. Gotta learn how to take your mistakes in strides. I think that's also important. That's better. Still really lopsided. I wonder, is that lopsidedness due to my neck that I've been messing up? Let me get rid of the neck and see how that looks. Absolutely not. It is not. I think my head is crooked a little bit. Man, we're not even going to get to the hair because I cannot draw proportionately. Gosh, it's going to piss me off. I like that position of the neck. I think that's going to be one of my biggest issues is that I'm thinking. I think I want to push this guy just a little bit farther back. His eyes are also off-centered. I just drew circles without using my reference lines. That's a horrible line. I hate it. At least that's closer. Too much of a line. Too much of a line. Too much of a curve. That's a little bit better. I think. Who knows? It's better. I think. Time to add a new layer. Time to get to the hairs. So I wanted to do hairs today. Upsetty spaghetti. That's alright. That's alright. We can be a little upset. On the right layer. Okay. Let's go ahead and actually change that one just a little bit lighter. Then when we get to this one. So let's start off with the simple. Right above the ears. Come on, pen, work with me here. Right, is that correct? Right above the ears. Okay. too long, but needs to be shallower for the head. Something like that. You know me, when I say simple, sometimes it's going to be the most complicated thing for me. I almost panicked and I thought I was erasing some stuff, but because I'm on a new layer, I didn't. Still getting used to that, because that really did scare me right now. Let's see. Is that too much of a forehead? Height between the hairlines and the top of the eyes. Wait, what? On an adult character, the height between the hairline, okay, and the top of the eyes is the same as the distance between the eyes and the nose. So the eyes are supposed to be, yeah, I guess that's right. To the bottom of the nose, right? Yeah. So the bottom of my nose is like down here. Oops, that's an eraser. Like this distance is supposed to equal that distance. Okay, so my hairline is a little bit off. Okay. Like we want it right there. I love those straight lines that just come out. It's like, can't really do anything about them. Maybe my eyebrows need to be shorter? Maybe that's what's going on here. How does that look? down here. So that's a little bit better. Yeah, I think my eyes. Maybe because I made big eyes. I kind of threw off my. Well, I don't know. So let's start off with the short hair first. Do they show us step by step? Or I just kind of have to infer? No, they show us several different like styles and everything. I may only get one hairstyle done, and then I'm gonna have to call it quits because it is just, oh boy. Really starting to feel it now. But I at least want to get one hairstyle because that's what we set out to do. So there's a lot of 3/4 profile, not a lot of frontal facing hairstyles that they're showing me. That's a shame. Okay, maybe I can infer from this little picture down here at the bottom. So it's the short hair. Let's go ahead and all the way back from the neck, kind of halo the head real quick. Hello? Thank you. And the hairline is going to be center parted, or not center parted, but like the so you have the hair which kind of ends like right there, kind of. And we're just gonna draw a bunch of lines, then kind of fix it up a bit, because we want to make sure that the eye is not covered in this haircut. It also exposes the ear. Now, still falls like that. This is gonna be a mess. They don't. So I did that part. So we have the framing banks. We have a few hairs that go this way, but overall, more of the hairs come from there. Something like that. I don't know how I'm gonna actually do this. That's a little too big. I'm getting anxious. Because I know I'm not doing this right. Starting to go quiet because I am not happy with my progress. I feel completely out of my comfort zone right now. I feel like I'm messing up quite a bit. Like the other things had direction. The other things had like concrete ways to improve. This though, I don't know, I feel like I'm just like shooting into the wind, improvising, and maybe that's what I need to learn, but is it scary? I don't know. I don't know if that's good. I don't know if that's. It's scary not having like concrete ways of doing things, but I guess that's art, you know? doing my best to improvise. Trying to just go off of what I'm seeing. But I'll be honest, I have no idea what I'm doing. This is almost nightmare fuel because I don't know what exactly I should be doing to fix what I'm doing wrong. Maybe there needs to be a little bit more volume up top as well. Yeah, it's not that much. Because otherwise it looks like he has hat hair. And no one likes hat hair. Hat hair actually hurts me when I wear a hat too long. Like, I have to wear hats for when I work. Maybe leaving a little bit of a mess will help disguise my mistakes. Not that much of a mess though. That just looks disgusting. It's also extremely uneven. Oh, what happened? Someone said help. I don't know how what I'm doing. I don't like it. I don't like it. Oops, 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 oops. That looks gross, but I don't like it. I have no idea if that's good or not. take decent, you know? Eh? I think I'm done. I think I'm done. I don't know if I can take any more right now. I need to practice more hairstyles offline. See, that's the problem. Like, I know that like it's okay to mess up and everything, and this isn't really me like trying to be perfect just yet, but I don't know. I really don't know. Like, let's get rid of that ear as well. Is that okay? Does that look okay? I don't know. This is this face. The face this dude is making. Literally me. Drawing this hair. It's literally me drawing this hair. That's the face I'm making. Anyway, I'm gonna save it here and I'm gonna call it quits because my head is pounding right now. And I don't know if that's affecting my drawing. I'm not gonna make the excuse that it is. I'm gonna take my bad drawing as me. I'm not gonna like shove uh, my drawing skills on an excuse that my head is pounding. Yes, we are still gonna share it on Twitter, despite I am not proud of this piece of work. But I hate it. I need to find more time to do more practice. That's the only thing I can say. I need to find more time because this is just not enough time. Man. Well, anyway, thanks for all of you that were stopping by, even if you didn't say hi and you didn't, say anything in chat. That's cool too. I hope you have an enjoyable night. And again, do your best to stay warm out there and, keep each other safe. It's pretty crazy out there right now. So, thanks for stopping by. Hope anyone that stopped by will come by again. But hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. And hopefully I can get rid of this headache. I have no idea what this is. It's been bothering me for 3 days. Anyway, goodbye everyone, and good night.